creative ways to give this holiday season. So instead of focusing on buying gifts this year, we're going to explore alternatives to your usual routine by focusing on what is meaningful and not necessarily material. You could have the best holiday season yet. This is very important for me as I love the holiday season, but sometimes I do tend to get a little bit bogged down with the stress of having to spend money on gifts, travel plans, all that good stuff. We're going to talk about how we can make this holiday season a little bit less stressful by finding some alternative, good ways of giving, both for yourself and for your loved ones. We have one more upcoming webinar this year. It's going to be financial resilience during the holiday season. That is Wednesday, December 6th, so about a month from now, also at 5:30 p.m. And that is the last one of the year. It is going to be a party, so make sure you are here for that. Welcome again, members. Welcome again, Facebook attendees. Just a reminder, questions in the chat, and make sure you are toggled to everybody so that everyone can see your wonderful questions and answers. And you will all be receiving an email of this webinar recording as well. So before I toss the mic over to our lovely Veronica Dangerfield, let me introduce the woman of the hour. Veronica Dangerfield brings an engaging and thought-provoking enthusiasm to her webinars. She is a financial educator for Patelco, an award-winning international speaker, a published poet, and a professional comedian. And you guys are going to be hearing some of her wonderful jokes coming up here later today. What you guys are going to remember most is how much fun you have learning, and you'll be armed with key takeaways that will shift your thinking and impact all of your financial lives. So, without further ado, Miss Veronica Dangerfield.
Welcome, everybody. It is my delight and my joy to speak with you this evening about this holiday season. And I want to say that this is going to be the best holiday season ever, at least one for 2024. Because the heart of Christmas, of course, we know, is sharing, love, spending time, and gift giving. We're going to talk about your life, we're going to talk your values, and we're going to talk about choices. And we're going to talk about being curious, being intentional, and having fun. Because typically the holidays can be very stressful, but what I would like to do is give you so many ideas on how to be creative that you will you will not have a financial hangover. You will be just so happy because you will live each day with intention and on a budget. So again, I wanted to say I am the senior financial educator here at Patelco Credit Union, and it's not only because of my age. I've been serving the credit union for about 23 years now. And what we talk about is our pillars. Our mission is to build your financial health. Your financial health is how well you can pay your bills, and your financial well-being is how you feel about your finances. We're going to really talk about your financial well-being here because we want you to feel good about the holiday season. With all the stresses, we're going to have you manage effectively. Why? Because we're going to give you tons of alternatives, tons, other than spending money or spending low cost, no cost, or very creative. Then you can be resilient. You can be resilient so that you can seize opportunities in 2024. Although it's just another day, it's a brand new year. And then you can rise up. Every time I see that, I think of that song, I rise up. But anyway, you can rise up to your best financial life. So now I would like to start out by launching a poll. You see the poll, what is the most stressful part of the holidays for you? You can go ahead and start answering that. Do you see it? Oh, let's see. The shopping and expense, the holiday parties, food and drink, forced to wear ugly sweaters. It looks like it's all just about Oh, shopping and expenses coming up more. We got the holiday parties, the food and drink. Oh my gosh, the shopping and expenses coming in number one at a whopping 68%. And the other is the holiday parties, 29. We've got the food and drinks coming up. There's actually some people who hate doing the ugly sweaters too. So it looks like it's predominantly the shopping and the expenses. The holiday parties less so. The holiday parties stress me out because I can't stop eating the cookies and the cakes. The holiday food and drink. Okay, then this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal webinar for you because we're going to talk a lot about that. Let's see, the second poll is what would make the holidays easier? Skipping the holiday party, skip the gift giving, skip the cooking and the baking, or skip the consumerism and hype. Skipping the consumerism and hype and the gift giving got really pretty high up there. So I think you guys are going to really appreciate this this presentation because we're going to give you tons of alternatives. So what are the challenges? The challenges are the financial. These are the challenges that we're going to overcome today. These are the challenges that you thought you had last time, but now we're going to overcome them. We're going to overcome the financial hangover. Why? Because we're going to have a plan. We're going to communicate. We're going to set up boundaries, and we're going to be intentional about this Christmas season. Socializing overload. We're going to establish how much is too much for you. You're going to think about what parties you want to attend to and what parties you don't. And when you do go to the parties, we're going to do the rich food and drinks. You're going to have a snack before you go, a fresh broccoli and carrots, a big glass of water. And then when you go to the party, you're only going to have 1 or 2 treats. And then you're going to congratulate yourselves and you're going to leave early. Why? Because you're setting boundaries and you're thinking about it and you're intentional. And shopping, I'm going to take care of that today. I'm going to give you so many good ideas that you should grab a pencil or a pen if you don't have one. Because I'm going to give you so many good ideas that you don't want to have to forget it and get excited on the next new idea. We're going to talk about shopping, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. We're going to talk about expectations and overwhelm, the forced gaiety. We're going to talk about how to deal with your family a little bit. And because we're going to be so intentional, we're going to plan so well, we're not going to run out of time. So this is an agenda. We're going to talk about the mindset because we're going to have to reframe some of our thoughts so that we can be intentional and proactive about the holiday season. Then we're going to talk about the no and the low cost gifts. I'm telling you, so much imagination, so much creativity. And then we're going to talk about, last but not least, thriving in the holiday season. And thriving in the holiday season means that we're grateful and that we're intentional and that we plan that this is going to be the best holiday season yet. And mindset is everything. You know, I always say that you create what you pay attention to. So we're gonna be intentional and mindful about the holiday season. We're going to be grateful for the opportunity to spend time with our loved ones. We're not going to be in scarcity because scarcity is when you make all your decisions based on fear. We're going to know that we're abundant and that with our creativity, we can meet the emotional needs of our gift giving for our young people. And we can also have a deeply satisfying and rich, compassionate holiday season. You can see how excited I am. I was so excited. I've got like 1 billion notes because I wanted to give you the best that I got. So thank you for your patience. So, and then I wanted to talk about we're creators. We're not going to sit by and let things happen to us. We're going to set boundaries. We're going to figure out all the ways we can do it so that we can normalize setting expectations and being intentional, and we can normalize financial compassion. And we can normalize understanding that this time of year is very stressful for a lot of people. And we want to be very sensitive to that so that we can be good stewards of each other and our beautiful planet. So the first thing we're gonna do, just like Santa said, he got a list and he checked it twice. I want you to write down every single gift that you want to give. What is your holiday budget? Think of the people on the list, and are there no cost options for gift giving? You might think that there are not right now, but I'm going to give you plenty later. Try to remember everything. Try to remember the cost of mailing things, the bows, all of the accoutrements that you need, and check out what you already have. I'm telling you, if you walk around your house, especially after a full year of receiving, you have a lot of stuff that you can give away and re-gift and not have to spend a penny. So how much do you have right now? You got to prioritize your spending. Ask yourself if you can afford it. And if you can afford it, I want you to feel the emotions of setting new boundaries, because it's going to be uncomfortable, and communicate to those who love you, who want you to have a happy holiday. So once you communicate with that, it's uncomfortable. I decided 10 years ago that I was not going to be manipulated by a consumer culture to spend at Christmas. Why? Because I was giving to my children and my family 24/7, right? So I instituted this, and I'm telling you, at first it was very uncomfortable. People looked at me side-eyed, but when I talked to my son about it, he said he thought it was a good lessons on wants and needs. But I had to be uncomfortable, and you will too if you set boundaries, because it's very easy to continue with the status quo. But when you make the changes and you go through the pain of the changes, you come out ahead. So now I'm going to talk about the history of gifts. Cavemen used to give gifts many, many millennia ago. They usually they gave rocks or stuff that they found on the ground. But then the ancient Egyptians started, and they gave gifts not for social connection, but as offerings for favor, health, wealth, or general mercy. So gifts are an expressions of feelings, and it's best for a great gift, what do you need? You need to understand the person, and you have to notice their passions and their preferences. Another thing you have to understand is you do not have to buy to give, right? You do not have to buy to give. You can give your time. You can share your values. You can be a good steward of the earth by recycling. So choose to honor the recipient by giving the gifts. Give the gift of time. Give the attention of your attention. How about this? Give the gift of putting your phone away when you're having dinner with your beloved. Give the gift of putting your phone away for 3 hours and looking into their eyes. I'm telling you, it increases the quality of both of your lives. It increases the connection, and boy, it changes the world, because guess what? There's more love. So I wanted to talk about no-cost gifts. Giving them the gift of time. Use a coupon for acts of service. We learned how important it is to spend time with the people you love. So you make your gift a commitment to spend time with them, whether it's a monthly date for tea or conversation or a special weekend away. with friends. Grow them something. You can, if you're a good person who can grow plants, what a wonderful gift. What we're talking about is focusing on activities. I love this one, you guys. Write them just in case letters. Write a series of heartfelt letters to suit different occasions with label on them. Read this when you're feeling blue, or read this when you have something to celebrate, or read this when you want to be inspired. Isn't that some great ideas? Okay, plan a day for free fun. I actually love salsa dancing, and I know that they have salsa dancing at the Golden Gate Park free on Sundays. You know, what a great gift. Take me out dancing, you get the music, you get the fresh air, and what did you do? You spend a little bit of gas to get across the bridge. Hand down your family's secrets, recipe secrets. You can send them flowers from your yard. You can make your own mix in a jar. You know those mixes that they have, Andrew, where they have the soup in them? They put all the ingredients, and you can make like a dozen of them, and maybe it'll only cost you a little bit of money. You can do the oatmeal cookies, hot chocolate, or other favorite treats. You can give them a pet rock. Okay, print a favorite photo of them. People love pictures. Create a video tribute. Compile all of your pictures of your family and friend, especially on vacations that you go to. Showcase the family tree. Do it yourself trivia game. You could do that to let people know that you really know about them. Give them a blank notebook at home and jazz up the cover and turn it into a gratitude journal. So many ways that you can have no cost, low cost, imaginative, creative gifts. So you can choose to spend money, or you can choose not to. How about writing down some wonderful moments with them? Remember that time? Remember that time we went to that concert, Andrew, and we saw this and that, and you know, we took these pictures. Put that in a journal. Okay, how about this? Agree not to give gifts and instead spend time. Also, you can have a Christmas party, no gifts, but you can have white elephants. And then everybody can open up their white elephant gift, and it's under $25. So there's a lot of alternative ways to give for the holidays that doesn't cost a lot of money. And then self-care, coping with the holidays. I was, during the holidays, when my kids come, the house is a mess. So I have to take a lot of walks. I make sure that I don't consume a lot of Christmas drinks. I make sure that I prioritize exercising. What about you, Andrew?
So for me, Christmas, the holiday season is a lot about balance, right? Because as we were talking about earlier, there's everywhere you go, whether it be a Christmas party or even like work, it seems like everybody is just, shoveling all these treats down your face. And sometimes I'm like, hold on, wait a second. So for me, it's about striking the balance between enjoying the holiday season, enjoying the treats and kind of the seasonal fun things that come along with this time of year, but not completely derailing myself as a result. So I still like to go outside and take walks. I really like to watch Christmas movies every year, get myself in the season. I love driving around and looking at lights. There are lots of things that you can do, again, that are activities that help kind of foster the holiday spirit, but don't cost you any money, don't cost you any, of your physical or mental health. And so, yeah, I like to strike a balance between everything, keeping myself afloat, but also enjoying the holiday season.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. So I was going to talk a little bit about managing expectations for children. This one is a tough one because a lot of parents feel like the pressure, the social pressure, especially from social media, from the TV, on giving their kids a lot of presents. But what you do is you set expectations early. You let them know that the holidays are coming and they're going to get 4 gifts. They're going to get something they want. They're going to get something they need. They're going to get something to wear, and they're going to get something to read. And then create a family game. I did a webinar earlier today, and I talked to my friend Nicole, and she said that her parents gave them $20 each to go to Sears to buy gifts. And when they were there, they saw a young family, and they didn't have. They kept putting a stroller back and forth because they didn't have any money. So their parents ended up giving the money to the couple so that they could buy the baby gift. But she said her grandfather made deviled eggs and made little, they made little personal deviled eggs for each of them. There were snowman deviled eggs, and she was 8 years old, and that is the Christmas that she remembers the most. Giving, it wasn't big, but those eggs, she talked about those eggs for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So remember, we're setting an example for our children. We don't want them to fall into the crass consumerism. It destroys our planet, and it all ends up in thrown away in the trash. So give them experiences, spend time with them. Like I said, put the phone away. I remember when my kids were really young, I would reward them with hugs, you know. So don't go crazy financially with them. You know your children. You know the child that would really love to have a play date and go to the library. And you know the one who would really love to go to a water park. So don't be afraid to defer, giving them experiences versus letting them understand that that money is it's earned, and that we have to be respectful of the dollar, and that everything that they want, they're going to get, especially when they have the love of their parents and the time for their parents. So be the leader, set the expectations, and love and enjoy in anticipation, not in scarcity. So you guys, we're still talking about the free and are no cost. Did you know that they have these groups where everything is free? You can go to their Facebook pages, and you can get furniture for free. You can get toys for free, candles for free. Everything is free, and it's so planet friendly. So in fact, the chair that I'm sitting on right now, I got it from outside. It was somebody had put it outside for somebody to, I guess they put it outside just for me. And it's a leather chair. It's really nice. Andrew, when you go around, have you seen free stuff just sitting on the side of the street that you brought home?
All the time. Yeah, I see free stuff sitting out that people have left out. I also every so often will just hop on Facebook Marketplace and see what's out there. There are people who are giving away, I have this really beautiful tile table I got outside that I bought, table and 2 chairs for I think $25. So perfect condition. There are free things on Facebook Marketplace. That's a great resource to check for some inexpensive items as well.
Right on. And also I forgot to tell you, you can do some services for free. Child care, pet care, massages, baking, cooking, meals, and freezing them, car detailing, yard work, cleaning. Oh, I would love to have somebody clean. I hate cleaning. My self-esteem is too high to clean, okay? Maintenance work, car service, photography, so many ways. It's honoring the planet Earth. It's recycling what we already have, and it's giving us the ability to have abundance without spending money. So then I wanted to tell you guys about the scavenger hunt. A scavenger hunt is when you create some clues for a surprise gift from one destination to the other. The final clue has the actual surprise gift So it's a great way to give a vacation, to give a spa treatment. It's exciting, more exciting than a gift certificate. One year when I was married, um, I I put in a lot of clues on where we were going to travel for the summer. You know, it's going to be on an airplane. It's going to be in Asia. It's going to be where there's pagodas, you know, until eventually they figured out what it was. And it turned out to be a great experience. Why? Because the kids learned geography, and we spent an hour thinking about the possibilities of a great adventure traveling through a scavenger hunt. Isn't that a great idea, Andrew?
Very good idea. That keeps it interactive, keeps it creative. That's a fun way to spend the holidays for sure.
So now I wanted to talk about um, um, the favorite gift of mine that I always tell my children to give me, and it costs absolutely no money. And that is a childhood memory written in a letter. Or I would like them to tell me what a great mother I am. So now I'm going to tell you a joke. What did the bald man say when he got a comb for Christmas? In the chat, what did the bald man say when he got a comb for Christmas? Any answers there? You guys have any idea what the bald man said? He says, "I'll never part with it." Okay, a little lighthearted frivolity there.
I like that joke. That always tickles me.
It's corny. So elves use what kind of money? They use jingle bills. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
didn't tell
sorry
me
if I had
that
to
one,
tell you
Veronica.
that.
That's a good one.
So then I wanted to talk about again the homemade gifts that you can make, that you can have. Um, a lot of you guys are crafty. You can go to the dollar store to get some of the containers, and you can make beautiful, thoughtful gifts that don't cost a whole lot of money. And then, of course, giving back during the holiday season is one of my favorite no cost, low cost. You can volunteer your time. You can sponsor a family that has low income. You can donate your spare change. I know I have a bunch of spare change that I could donate. You can join a giving circle. You can help the people that are unsheltered, and you can clean out your closet during the holiday season. These are all opportunities to give and share with what you already have that really supports the community. So this is a little joke here. For what it's worth, honey, your turkey isn't nearly as disappointing as last time. I like this one because I am not a very good cook. In fact, when I threaten to cook, all three of my children get into the kitchen and they do their thing. So let people do their talents. I know that some people love to cook and some people don't. Also think about in our communities, those who are having challenging times around the holiday. Be sensitive to people that are in grief, are suffering, and offer to support them in ways that are helpful, like bringing food over and giving them a listening ear. So now we're going to go to our low-cost gift suggestions. This is it. How about the entire family goes to Goodwill? The amount is $25 is the max amount to spend. Everybody goes to Goodwill, and the idea is to find a gag gift. This is a great idea. It is a limited budget, and everybody has fun when they're doing this. And again, it's a great way that we can recycle, and we can use the stuff that's already in the world. I love Christmas. I love Christmas music. I don't have very many lights on my house, but I love going around to um, areas that have very beautiful Christmas lights. You can have a Christmas light tour, get some hot cocoa, enjoy the spirit, and not even spend a penny. I know that we have a neighborhood here that has beautiful Christmas lights. I don't know, do you ever go shopping and look at Christmas lights there, Andrew?
We just drive around and look at Christmas lights. Especially, I grew up in the Midwest, which is Christmas light central. So we would sometimes spend just whole nights driving around neighborhoods and looking at the lights. Sometimes I'll just drive out to the suburbs here, and just for the sole purpose of looking at the most outrageous Christmas lights I can find. You play some Christmas music, you get some hot chocolate, and you just drive around and have yourself a fun holiday themed night at no cost.
Beautiful. Thank you, dear. So re-gift responsibly. I actually have some information on that. So when you re-gift, make sure that you're circulating the gifts so that you're not doing the same ones, and that you're not giving the gift that a person gave to you before. I had a bunch of this. I had a whole line of what the rules were for regifting. But just make sure that you regift responsibly. I have a lot of stuff that people have given me over the years that are really, really nice, that I try to regift because it just makes it low cost to no cost. So travel. I love to give travel over the Christmas holidays. Why? Because I have the whole year to pay for it. You can get the best deals when you book early. Use online search engines. Be flexible about your layovers. Fly off peak. The best days to travel is on Wednesdays and Sundays. The best time to travel is at 3 o'clock. And you can think about giving somebody a beautiful gift right now, wrapped in beautiful paper that you don't that you're going to do in the fall. Right now, there's some really, really good deals. I just happened to look in Expedia. You can go to Vietnam and stay in a 5-star restaurant for $1,000 round trip on Expedia. And that's just one per person. So it's low cost. You can get to go and see the world. The dollar's very strong there, and you don't have to spend the money right now. You can actually plan it. So make sure that travel is a part of your plan. And then, of course, going to museums is a wonderful way to especially for young kids, they get to see things, they get to learn things, and then they get to have the entire experience. It's like travel. You anticipate going, and then you go, and then you think about it. So make sure that you also go to museums, because they're
real quick
amazing.
About the museums, Veronica.
Yes.
If you guys Google, like, in San Francisco or Oakland or any of these areas, you know, the Museum of Modern Art, the Conservatory of Flowers, the California Academy of Sciences, all those museums, they have tons of free days throughout the year. So if you just go to the website, or you just, Google California Museum free days, a lot of them will have sometimes multiple a month. And you can very easily plan a really fun family outing at any of these museums that sometimes cost $50 or $60 for admission, totally free if you just kind of do your research and find out the days that they're offering that. So if you are looking to do kind of a family outing in that regard, I would definitely look into the free days, because they are more than worth it.
Absolutely. I love this. And I think they have them like throughout the month. They have 2 to 3 free days. So make sure you look at the museums, the exploratorium, things that are around the Bay Area. You can have a trip and take your kids, and they can and you can put it as part of their Christmas experience. And I was going to talk a little bit, I was going to let Andrew talk a little bit about our credit cards here at Patelco.
Absolutely. So for those of you who are not super familiar with their credit card options, I think that we have some of the best credit cards in the biz. Our two most popular ones, or our two main ones, would be our points rewards card and our Pure card. So if you are looking to get some cash back or really maximize on your credit card usage, the points rewards card is a great credit card for you. There is no monthly fee or annual fee for any of our credit cards. The way the points rewards works is it has a pretty low rate. I want to say right now it's starting at around 13%, which, in today's rate environment with credit cards, especially, that is super, super on the low end. But for every dollar that you spend, you earn $2 back in, I'm sorry, every dollar you spend, you earn 2 points back that, can be used for anything. That's every dollar spent in gas and groceries. And then every dollar spent anywhere else, you earn 1 point back. Those points can be redeemed for cash back, for gift cards, for prizes, for whatever you'd like. And again, no annual fee for that card. So it is a super, super good way to just earn some free points, some free cash back without having to spend anything for it. And if
And you
you
can
already,
use,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I
I
said,
was
and
gonna,
you can use the cash back for gifts.
you sure can. Yeah. You get a credit card. That's what I do every year. I have this credit card. I also have an Amazon credit card. So every time I buy anything on Amazon, I earn 5% back at the end of the year, whatever I have, which is normally a couple $100. That's my Christmas shopping done right there. So there are some ways where you can really structure your credit card bonuses and points back to help out with your Christmas spending. Now, let's say you have done some Christmas shopping on your credit cards. Maybe last year you had a credit card Christmas and your balance got a little bit high. Happened to the best of us. We also have our Pure credit card, has an even lower rate. I want to say that starts at about 11 or 12% right now. The cool thing with that, though, is that we can do a 0% balance transfer for free. So you have a credit card, let's say with Wells Fargo, you've got a couple $1,000s balance that you've been carrying around for a while. We can open up a Pure credit card for you. We can buy that balance off from Wells Fargo, so it'll no longer be there. It'll be with us. The first 6 months that we have that balance, you're going to get 0% interest. So just all the payments you make go towards paying down that debt. At the end of it, the 0% after the 6 months just goes to the regular interest rate, which I think right now is about 11 or 12%. Still much lower than the 30+% you guys are seeing out there somewhere. And that card also has no annual fee, and doing the balance transfer is totally free. So lots of great ways that we can help either existing spenders or people who are wanting to get started earning some cash back on their credit cards. We have all kinds of fun resources for you.
Absolutely. And Linda Lau said that you can go to the California State Park passes are available at the local libraries. The libraries are a wonderful resource for doing everything better. So thank you for that, Linda. So what do we have here? And remember, you guys, Christmas is one day, just one day. If you can defer that one day, you can get everything reduced priced. And some of it is like 30, 40, 50% off. So sometimes it's a good idea to defer the actual gift until the day after, because it's just another day. And the time just makes the impact of the spending so different. So
Also,
now
if you're disciplined enough, do your 2024 Christmas shopping during these, post
yes,
Christmas sales right now. I have an aunt who does that every year. She buys all of her Christmas gifts between December 26th and, maybe through the end of January the
so
following year,
smart.
keeps them in her closet, and then she does not worry about Christmas at all throughout the year.
Absolutely phenomenal. So the thing is that we're anticipating our expenses. We are, the holidays aren't a surprise. We're going to be intentional. We're going to communicate exactly what we want. We're going to set boundaries, and we're going to think about how we want the holidays to be. We're going to do it right now. We can give the other gifts that cost no money is the gift of unquestionable acceptance to everyone as a valuable human being. We can show people that they are accepted regardless of who they are. We can show examples that seeking approval is not necessary, that we're unconditional. We can show other people how to enjoy the present moment. We can be leaders in our own life. We can encourage people to grow by asking them the gift of risk-taking, exploration, and being adventuresome. And also being a good steward by letting people know that spending time with us and honoring their values is not is that they don't have to buy us gifts, that we just want them to be happy, that we're not going to buy into the crass consumerism that stresses everybody out, because you can't buy love. I mean, there's a song that says you can, but but the true feelings of giving does not require consumer consumption. So show them how to be fully alive. Give them the gift of being a person who could sparkle and appreciate not only the gifts that you buy, but the gift of life.
I think that the communication, like you said earlier, Veronica, is one of the most key factors in this. You guys would all be amazed if you just go home to your spouse or your kids or your nuclear family and just suggest, like, hey, maybe this year we do a low-cost Christmas or a no-cost Christmas. How quickly everybody else is going to also be on board with that, because everyone is also stressed about money at this time of year. And if, a lot of times people are buying gifts solely because they feel obligated to. And if you are the one to relieve them of that obligation, not only will they hop on board, but I guarantee your guys' Christmases are going to be so much more rewarding when people are, using their heart and their minds to come up with some kind of creative gift, whether it be, whatever your strength is, crocheting a scarf, planning a day,
yes,
doing anything that people can play to their strengths. If you have a low cost or a no cost Christmas, the gifts will be so much more meaningful, so much more rewarding, and everybody will be much less stressed. So communicate that, set the expectation, throw the pitch out there, and just see if your family's all on board. And if so, I guarantee you guys are going to have a very stress-free and loving Christmas.
And what Andrew's doing is his suggestion is that we change. If this is stressing us out every year, we have control. We are creators. We can ask for what we want. Sometimes it's not going to be 100%, but if you start, maybe if it's 10 or 20% better, and you can grow on that. So thank you for that. That was awesome, Andrew. And then I was going to talk about entertaining. Entertaining is something that kind of stresses me out. But right now, if I'm hosting a dinner party, I make it a potluck. Also, you can do a cookie exchange, super fun. Everybody gets together and bakes cookies and exchange them. How about an appetizer or dessert only party? Super inexpensive.
Speaking my language there.
Look for free and low cost activities around food. Like I said, when you understand that when you're going to go to a party and there's going to be a lot of food there, take care of yourself beforehand, fill up on some fiber, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and you have 2 or 3 treats. And then I would suggest stay out of the kitchen. Move way back and talk to all of your friends versus hanging out in the kitchen. So we talked a little bit about the holidays. And this is actually one of our coworkers, Christy's cats. Look how fat he is. So did you know what I got for the holidays? I got tired. But this year, the circumstances are going to be a little bit different. Why? Because I have no cost and I have low cost ideas that I'm going to rely on my creativity, that I'm going to set boundaries. I'm going to have a budget and I'm going to stick with it. And I know that regardless of what happens, that I am enough, and that I am here to protect the environment, to be compassionate, and to be a loving soul. And none of that takes any money. It takes attention, it takes time, it takes love, and it takes compassion. And I know all of us have that, and it's unlimited. So I came up with some holiday rules. No is a complete sentence. You can say no. And you have permission to set expectations, because when you set expectations, everybody feels better. And like Andrew says, everybody has a better experience because we're all going through the same amount of stress. Care for your mental health and take many breaks, set boundaries. They say when you walk in nature, it calms you down. So take many walks in nature, and you do not have to wear an ugly sweater. I'm telling you, have been given permission to me not to have to wear it. Now, I'm going to wear an ugly sweater because I think it's funny, but you do not have to wear an ugly sweater. And if you need a letter from me or a note, I'll be happy to send you one. So I wanted to thank you guys for coming tonight. Andrew and I had a really good time sharing all of this information. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask? Oh, wait a minute, we have the chat there. To pitch in it. Corinne said today we need to pitch in and make it easier for everyone. Absolutely. Tamika said, thank you for the ideas. Thank you for coming, Tamika. Oh, Jesselyn's there. Hi, Jesselyn. Thank you for coming.
Thank
and
you
hi,
for
Cynthia.
coming, Justin.
Oh, we got a superstar here.
Yes, we do.
She won the Financial Hero Award. Thank you, Diana, for coming. Everybody seems to like the presentation. We love supporting your financial health, and we're sincerely wishing you the best holiday ever. Why? Because you're intentional, you're thinking about what you want to have, and you're going to have, it's going to be a holly jolly Christmas.
Also, I just want to chime in and say before this webinar started, Veronica promised me that if we had more than 82 participants, which was my guess, that she owed me a tasty holiday drink, and we hit 105 today. So thank you all for coming and for getting me the win.
We'll see you on December the 5th, and we're going to talk about being resilient in the holiday season with more tips. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Andrew. You are just the best Vanna White ever.
I try.
Good night, everybody.